On this point of the brain then, if I don't want to be an older person who can't remember things and stutters over my words and falls into cognitive decline. And I'm 32 now, so I feel like I'm at a moment in time where I can really make decisions now that have a really big impact on my 90-year-old brain and my ability to think straight and clearly and remember things. Are there things that I can be doing now that will have a profound impact on my cognitive performance at 90?
Yes,
What are those things?
absolutely. Well, first of all, just to kind of wrap up the exercise story, because I think this study is so profound. And in fact, it wasn't done in 32-year-olds, it was done in older adults. They were talking 60-year-olds or a little bit older. And these individuals were put on a aerobic exercise training program for 1 year that was more of like a 70 to 75% max heart rate. So it wasn't so vigorous, but it was pretty vigorous for them, right? And the basis of this study was to look at brain aging. As we age, I mentioned our heart aging, right? It gets stiffer and shrinks with age. Our brain also shrinks with age. It's called atrophy. And as we age, especially starting in midlife, so around the age of 50, your brain and certain areas of the brain, like the hippocampus, which is involved in learning and memory, starts to shrink by about 1 to 2% per year.
I don't want that to happen.
Same, same. The good news is, in this study, after a year of this sort of aerobic exercise training program, they were doing 3 times a week, about 30 minutes a day, really not even that intense. These individuals, and then there was a control group that was kind of the stretching. They like to use the stretching as the control group. So let's talk about the control group, the stretching group. They did lose about 1 to 2% in terms of the size of their hippocampus. It shrunk 1 to 2% after that year, which is what you would expect normally. However, the group that was training, not only did they not have their hippocampus shrink by 1 to 2%, it actually grew by 1 to 2%, which comes down to that neurogenesis, that growth of new neurons, the brain-derived neurotrophic factor that's able to do that. You're actually able to grow new neurons even when you're in the age of 50, which is amazing. It's incredible. So that study I love because a couple of reasons. One, it shows that it's possible to not only stave off, some of the components of brain aging, but to reverse it and increase it, right, through exercise. And number two, I love it because it's never too late. Like you can start this, in your 60s and still have a benefit, right?